Hi folks, and welcome to Mass Extinctions. Today we're going to be working on page 129 of your interactive notebook, and we're going to make a data table on here so that we can record some information about the mass extinctions. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to want to know the name of the extinction, and then so we'll draw a line here. And then the years, and percent of species lost, and the cause. We're going to make that one just a little bit bigger. And then hardest hit, and these are the species that were most affected. Okay, and we'll be going along and recording this information together. So let's go ahead and get started with our first mass extinction, which is the Ordovician Extinction. The Ordovician Extinction happened 440 million years ago. By the end of the Ordovician Extinction, 86% of all species had died out. That means for every 15 species alive before the event, 13 species went extinct. Cause: a rapid drop in global temperatures and climate patterns was the likely cause of the Ordovician extinction. Many species could not survive the cooler conditions because more water was stored in growing glaciers and ice fields. Sea levels dropped quickly. Many marine organisms lost crucial coastal habitat. The organisms hardest hit were corals and deep shelf bottom dwelling species such as trilobites. Okay, so let's go ahead and go back to our data table and fill out some of this information. So the first major extinction was the Ordovician. It happened 440 MYA, million years ago. We lost 86% of all species. The cause was a drop in global temperature. And the hardest hit species were corals and trilobites. All right, let's go ahead and draw a line here so we can prepare for our next one. Our next extinction was the Devonian Extinction. This happened 360 million years ago. It lasted 20 million years. During this time, 75% of all species died out. The fossil record shows a dramatic increase of plant diversity on land just before the Devonian extinction. The many plants took in a lot more carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. Big decreases in carbon dioxide dramatically cooled the world, including the ocean. Organisms hardest hit were corals, brachiopods, armored fish, and small-shelled organisms called foraminifera. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at this one. We're going to go ahead and add that this was the Devonian extinction, and that it happened 360 MYA. Okay. And this one lasted, we lost 75% of all species. And this was caused by an increase or a decrease in carbon dioxide and CO2, and that the organisms hardest hit were corals, brachiopods, hopefully you can see this, armored fish, and foraminifera. Foraminifera. There we go. All right. I am actually going to ask you to continue filling this out, and then I will show you a completed one at the end of our video. Okay, the next one is the Permian Extinction. So you're going to write down for the name Permian Extinction, and I'll go ahead and zoom in a little bit so it's a little easier to see here. And in the Permian Extinction, that was 250 MYA. This was the largest mass extinction in Earth's history. In less than 2.5 million years, 96% of all species disappeared. All of today's life on Earth is descended from the surviving 4%. The cause was thick layers of ash in the Permian fossil record imply that there were major volcanic eruptions. Gases from the eruptions probably caused rapid global warming and dramatic changes to ocean chemistry. The life that evolved from the few survivors was very different from earlier life. Organisms hardest hit were corals, early terrestrial tetrapods, insects, and trilobites. Okay, so again, you're filling this out yourself. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Triassic Extinction. The Triassic Extinction happened 200 million years ago. It lasted 1 to 8 million years, and during this time, 80% of all species went extinct. The cause was shifting continents, probably led to massive volcanic activity in the Triassic period. Gases released by the eruptions led to rapid global warming and dramatic changes to ocean chemistry. Changing sea levels disrupted coastal marine habitats like coral reefs. Dramatic climate changes killed many land plants and animal species. Organisms hardest hit were amphibians, reptiles, corals, and ammonites. Okay, again, you're filling this out on your paper. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Cretaceous Extinction. Feel free to pause where you need to. The Cretaceous Extinction happened 65 million years ago. It happened at the end of the Cretaceous period and the beginning of the Tertiary period. The extinction lasted up to 2.5 million years. During this event, 76% of all species became extinct, including dinosaurs. Fossil evidence shows widespread volcanic activity affecting life at the end of the Cretaceous period. One opinion is that an asteroid impact in southern Mexico led to a catastrophic event. The fossil record shows a band of ash over the entire Earth. Poisonous gases and dust hid the sun. Without sunlight, plants died and the temperatures dropped. Without food, large dinosaurs died. Only small creatures survived in the new climate. The organisms hardest hit were plants, dinosaurs, large mammals, and mollusks. The sixth extinction, and notice there's a question mark here because we're not entirely sure if we really are living in it, but for the first time in Earth's history, one species may be causing a mass extinction. About 10,000 years ago, human populations increased while the rate of extinction of other species dramatically increased. In the past, changes to large Earth systems caused global climate changes. The current changes are a direct result of human activity. Activities such as burning fossil fuels, pollution, habitat destruction, and overfishing are profoundly impacting life on Earth. Scientists estimate that more than half the world's species could be extinct by 2100. As the human population grows, we must figure out how to minimize our effect on climate and habitat for other species. Efforts to reduce carbon emissions are very important. Humans are aware of what's happening to Earth. Earth's future is in our hands. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at what your paper should now look like. So you should have each of the extinctions listed, the number of years ago they occurred. I haven't put the sixth one in there. There you go. Percent of species lost, the cause, the hardest hit animals. Okay, and notice they didn't really say anything to us about our current quaternary extinction, but we do know right now coral reefs are a really good indication. I mean, look at how many of these, it was corals and coral reefs that were affected. ours are being very affected right now as well. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed this. I'll be checking this paper for you tomorrow for homework, and if we happen to have a digital day tomorrow, this would be your digital day assignment. Happy Thursday, and don't forget to like this video and hit the subscribe button. Thanks.